The reason that an audit is so vital is that it is possible, we don't know if that's the case, but it is possible the costs are being inflated. If indeed the costs are being inflated, then we could easily be getting 30 or 40% out of this deal as opposed to the 50% that we're supposed to be getting.
This was Low during the PNCR weekly press conference. The PNCR economic advisor was at the time explaining the difference between revenues and profits generated from the Stabroek oil block deal and postulated that Guyana is not getting 52% of the oil revenues as touted, but actually receives 14.5% of the total amount. This according to the Production Sharing Agreement, PSA, which states that from the total proceeds, ExxonMobil receives 75% as cost recovery, with the remaining 25% is split equally between ExxonMobil and Guyana. That is, the entity receiving 12.5% and Guyana getting an extra 2% as royalty for a total of 14.5%. Low noted that the government must conduct thorough audits of Guyana's profit shares to avoid reduction of possible or probable inflated production costs. In November, President Alleyne told reporters at the sidelines of the event that the audit process was delayed due to coordination issues with auditors. However, the first audit report is expected to be handed over to the government before year-end. Low said that his party will scrutinize the report to ensure that it aligns with several clauses of the 2016 Production Sharing Agreement that alludes to cost recovery based on reasonable and competitive oil costs.
We can only have costs recovered if they are reasonable costs, if they are competitive costs. So we have to see that audit and we have to scrutinize that, and we need the government to come clean as to what exactly they have asked these auditors to do.
The economist also divulged that his party will be the government's watchdog in ensuring that Guyana acquires all of the profits and revenues as stated in the PSA and not be shortchanged. He further posited that if the deal for the Stabroek block changes and the ruling PPPC fails to boost its auditing capability, then Guyana will be coupled with financial losses, warned the economists.
The audit will help us to get a sense of it, and then if we see that there's a problem, we will call for an investigation. But to say that we are getting 52%, to say that we're not getting 52% is unclear until there is an audit.
Meanwhile, former head of the Environmental Protection Agency, Dr. Vincent Adams, in a recent interview, opined that following the $7.3 billion cost recovery audit of ExxonMobil's expenses between the years 2018 to 2020, a forensic audit is needed to ensure that Guyana is financially on par and not defrauded.
We should be looking at every dime that they spend on a daily basis and not having to wait until years.
In May, the government signed a 4-month contract with VHE Consulting between Ramdial and Haynes Inc., Exisar Financial, and Vitality Accounting and Consultancy Inc., among others, for the cost recovery audit and validation of the government of Guyana's profit oil share. Antonio Day reporting for the AGP 19 News.